Here at the World Finals for HoN Tour Season 2, the Grand Finals. Now it is time. Game number 1 going to be coming at you. Stay Green versus Bad Monkey Gaming. Like we were saying, it's what we expected in the end.
Yes, we definitely did. And honestly, what better way to end this amazing HoN Tour Season 2?
Yeah.
I don't think there is one. I mean, BMG versus SG has provided some of the best games I think HoN has ever seen. So
It really, I mean, yeah, the fact that we're here at this point, again, the thing is, it's not like it was easy by any means. It really wasn't easy, especially here at this event. Both BMG and Stay Green definitely had to grind it out. They had to fight their way. It was not an easy road. Now, in the end, Bad Monkey Gaming, they are coming into this undefeated. So that is one thing where you do look at that and be like, well, they're the ones that are undefeated right now. They're the ones that are feeling pretty good. Stay Green, they lost, of course, in the group stage, one game to MRR, and then they just lost to Sync Gaming or Sync Esports, but they won the series, of course, 2-1. But they have got a couple losses under their belt. A lot of people are saying, too, I mean, just because with the way this event is going, it seems like BMG is the better team here in this event.
They have been the team that's been looking the strongest. But then you got to keep in mind that they haven't really been playing much against NAEU teams. They played that one game against Sync Esports. That was the one that really mattered. The second game of that series wasn't really too important as it has no impact on the standings. So they only had one real game, if you can call it that. I mean, the Thailand teams and the Southeast Asian teams have played really, really well, and MRR has played well, but you got to keep in mind, they haven't really gotten to play a team like Stay Green yet.
There's a lot of money on the line. I mean, that's no doubt. I believe it's $55,000 for first place, and I believe around 35 or just about 30,000 even for second place. But on top of that, I mean, these two teams, they just want to beat one another. You know, again, this is what both of these teams were no doubt even expecting going in, just like a lot of people. In the end, we got a best out of 5 to determine that. I mean, that's the greatest thing about this. You know, best of 5 really is something special, especially for the grand finals of such an event like this. So here we are, though. Game number 1. Let's take a look. What are we dealing with? Pestilence, Sir Bensington, Parasite, Kronos are the bands. Bensington, Kronos, unless something drastic happens throughout these games, I'm fairly certain that's going to be the bands all the games here from Stay Green. They've made that point. First pick, Ophelia, followed by Rhapsody and Puppet Master coming out for BMG.
Yeah, both Ophelia and Puppet Master, two heroes that have incredibly high win ratios at this tournament and even online before this event started. So that's a really good start from BMG, and I actually do believe that BMG has not lost a game with Ophelia in a very long time. I've been talking to them, and that is probably their most comfortable hero. If they get Ophelia, they feel like, hey guys, we got this game. There's no way we're going to lose. And even though we saw them kind of get that Ophelia countered by Sync Esports with the War Beast, they still managed to win that game with an Ophelia that was struggling very hard against that War Beast blocking the camp. So they definitely like that hero, and it's going to be interesting to see what Stay Green does. Are they going to pick up on Sync Esports strategy and use a War Beast to block camps?
Yeah. BMG, you know, when I got the chance to interview Seal Kid after they faced MRR, of course, and then, you know, obviously leading up into the Stay Green series, I mean, he basically made the point that they're going to play their own game. They've been saying that throughout going into this event. Even if it's Stay Green, they're going to play their own game. Hey, later on in the cycles, they won the last 4 out of the 5 cycles in HoN Tour Season 2. So as of later especially, they do technically have Stay Green's number. In fact, I was pulling up the stats to make sure, but overall, all throughout HoN Tour Season 2, get this. In the versus matchup of BMG versus Stay Green throughout all the cycles, they've split 19 games each individually. BMG, however, won 7 series compared to Stay Green's 6 series. So, I mean, in the end, it's very, very, very even. But BMG, the slight advantage, and again, even more so than later on in the season, they were the ones that were the better team, at least in that matchup. So, you know, again, you look at the game like this, despite Stay Green having the prestige, having the history, the defending champions and everything, BMG, again, everything's pointing towards them being the team to beat almost here in these grand finals. But again, it's both these teams are the team to beat really in the end. It's going to be crazy. The picks following up here, Kraken into Drunken Master, Tempest, the final pick coming out here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised they did not choose to go for that War Beast there. I was almost convinced they were going to pick up War Beast, as Swinnemans has been talking a lot about how he feels like War Beast is absolutely crazy. This hero is first pick worthy. I don't know why I stopped picking this. But he does not pick it up here. He goes for the Tempest instead, wants to make sure that they do have a jungler. So smart draft there going on from BMG, picking up the Ophelia early on, banning out the Parasite, forcing that Tempest. And this also opens up the possibility of going for an aggressive play from BMG, and the Drunken Master pick is great for that.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of funny. You know, obviously so they do have a rivalry in a sense, you know, but they do get along on a level as well, and you can kind of see that back and forth in chat right now. They're having a good time. Hey, they're here. They're playing freaking Heroes of Newerth, a game that they absolutely love, of course, and they're competing for not only a lot of money, but again the title here of Season 2 champion. So that is fun to see. But again, as we're talking about, yeah, the Warbeast band coming out there as a result of not being picked. Gauntlet, Hag, we had Magnus into Bubbles. Magnus is interesting too because Magnus has. I mean, going into this event, you know, we talked about Puppet Master. We saw quite a bit. Sir Benzington, we knew was going to be banned a lot. But Magnus has kind of been this hero that has kind of resurged here in this these world finals. And BMG, you know, Super KG's been playing it. Mickey was playing it quite often, we're seeing. So.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with the Southeast Asian teams valuing that hero very highly.
Yeah.
And in the scrims that they played earlier, I think they've realized that this hero actually has a lot of potential. It's kind of similar to Pharaoh. They go in and out of the competitive scene and without any changes. The hero remains the exact same. And for periods of time, it's picked up a lot, and for other times, it's just ignored entirely.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's coming back, and I think it's a very fun hero to watch. You definitely see some big plays in this tournament from that Magnus. And I'm thinking about Mickey and Super KG, especially with those huge eruptions and a triple stun that Super KG got against Think Esports. I mean, I had goosebumps when that happened. It was absolutely insane.
That was insane indeed. Engineer coming out. Pharaoh response going to be happening from State Green, and you know, we actually just got finished watching Pharaoh being played by Super KG actually last game against MRR, and what a game he had with that. But Swindle Melds, right now it's in his hands. I don't know if it'll end up there, but in the end, Pharaoh's another kind of one of these heroes that's kind of come back onto the scene and very, very strong at that. So.
Yeah, I definitely do expect Swindle Mills to play that Pharaoh, as the last hero should be a Chessie hero. We saw Chessie play Kraken the one game against MRR that they did lose, so I really do hope they give it to Limp. I mean, Limp is... I'm going to say he is the best Kraken player by far in the HoN scene right now. He is so good with that hero, and he just makes things happen. And going up against a hero like Puppet Master, it's going to be important for that Kraken to be playing perfectly, because he is basically their counter to Puppet Master in this game. They have the Pharaoh as well, who's going to be going for the Barbed Armor, which is also a great tool. Normally, when you're going up against the Puppet Master, he's going to be the one hero that's going to be doing the most damage.
Yeah.
And you want to get a lot of superior lockdown to be able to bypass that Shrunken Head and still be able to lock him down. So the Pharaoh together with the Kraken is a good way to do that, and they even have the Tempest to back that up. So smart drafting here from Melons so far.
Well, yeah, again, it's talk about captains here on the competitive scene. Hanskin and Swindle Melons especially, definitely two at the top, if not the top, you could say. So other than yourself, of course, for your teams. No, but the final pick going to be coming up here for, of course, BMG. 25 seconds left of extra time, so they're putting a lot of thought. I mean, you can see on the player cam there, Hanskin's really thinking about this. Been biting the nails there, a little nerves coming in, and really wants to make sure they're good to go. But looks like, okay, we're going to need a quick pause. It seems like there's been a lot of that, honestly, especially on the main stage, where the players going to pause to go use the restroom after the draft. And again, being up there, maybe you're so hyped into the moment that you realize, wait a second, I got to go use the restroom all of a sudden. So want to make sure, you're not all antsy during the match as a result of that. So Pebbles, though, is going to be that final pick coming out for BMG. So how about that? Yeah,
I mean, the lineup looks strong. They got a Pebbles together with an Ophelia, which is something that you always want. You want to have that kind of initiator in the middle lane that is able to start a fight for the Ophelia to be able to come in and get the follow-up and get that additional damage that you might be lacking from just the two heroes.
Yeah.
And Pebbles Engineer, that is a strong lane. We've been seeing this a lot in the past. So they definitely have a good lane, but they're matching it up against the Kraken Rhapsody. I think in this situation, Kraken Rhapsody are going to do very well.
Yeah.
So the last pick here from Swindle Melons should be a Chessie hero in that short lane. And talking about those pauses for the bathrooms, I do believe Swindle Melons did this at DreamHack as well. And that time he actually grabbed me and brought me with him. And he was like, what do you think about my draft? And I'm like, dude.
Okay, I'm glad you finished this.
Yeah, no. Okay, that's not where I was at. Yeah, he wanted the opinions on the draft. No, so I think this pause also gives him some more time to think about his lineup and go over really what are they going to do. There's a lot of money on the line. A lot of pressure is on.
Oh, yeah.
So being 100% sure that you're doing everything you can to prepare for the game.
Of course. No, I obviously get what you're saying there, with making sure that they're going to go. And, we've talked about it. Swindle Melons especially notorious for the strap pause, as it's called. Not afraid to use that time to kind of go with his team and make sure they're ready. In fact, you see right there, okay, I thought they were going to get up and huddle or something, but no, they're going to taking a break as well as was BMG. So obviously a short little break here and then we'll be able to resume into what is game number 1. So what's a little more waiting before it all begins. How about that final pick, though? Moon Queen coming out for State Green. So it goes in the hands of Chessie. They're gonna run the Moon Queen. I mean, this is not typically their hero. They have ran it before in the past, but especially as of late, maybe not as much.
Yeah, Moon Queen is a very interesting hero, and I think in this kind of a game, Moon Queen can be everything between amazing and useless, depending on how well the Puppet Master does in lane and how well that Pebble lane goes. Because Drunken Master in that lane setup against Moon Queen, it's going to be a fairly even lane. Moon Queen should not be dominant there. But then again, Kraken might be suicide middle, and Rhapsody up there with the Moon Queen to give her a start and make sure to zone out that Drunken Master. But smart play here from BMG. They're going to start by pooling Drunken Master 9 sets of tangos. That is a lot of region that he's getting. And with that, the Rhapsody up top is not going to be able to zone him out. So he's going to have a pretty good time up there. And Kraken's going to be suicide middle, as well as Pharaoh's going to be suicide bottom. So overall, it looks like BMG, they might have the better laning phase here, just going over the start of the items. And this just hit me. They literally bought all their items and started running out of the base within like 5 seconds of the game starting on SG's end. Yeah, they are prepared for this. They know what they are going to do. They're all heading up to the jungle to protect Tempest's camps, which is a great decision.
Yeah, you know, Nova was actually bringing up an interesting point, kind of on that mentality last series, or the series that we covered of Sync versus State Green, how it seemed like, at least in the first 2 games, Flensmeister, the captain for Sync, they used for 30 to 40 seconds at least in the initial blind bans, or the initial bans. And you think to yourself, what you're saying, it's like they knew they were playing State Green as of last night, yet it took them, you would figure that you'd be prepared going to the match, but for whatever reason, you know, when it came to the actual match, I don't know, it just seemed like that either it just kind of lost it or maybe something threw them off, but in the end, it kind of took a lot longer than expected. So wasting a lot of time there, but obviously, and State Green ultimately coming out on top of that series, not saying that was the reason by any means, but...
No, I was a little bit disappointed. I mean, Sync Esports have been walking around this event saying we have a lot of secret strategies, and I actually had a chance to talk to them.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they wanted to run was a Martyr, and they were going to abuse the fact that the Guardian Angel ability gives Martyr the same amount of experience, not shared, the same amount of experience as the hero she puts it on gets if she's dead. So basically what they would do would be triple stack the Ancients, sacrifice the Martyr, and then get a ton of experience onto both of those heroes. But the game is finally starting. We see the heroes moving out towards their lanes, 4 heroes running to the jungle, and Melons on that Pharaoh going to be running down towards that Legion jungle.
There we go. So, yeah, I know, that's a good point there. In fact, speaking of the Martyr, I remember that one team, we actually saw a team try to abuse that fact with a Congra level 1 and try to get somebody ridiculous levels off the bat. So, but yeah, in the end, we never got to see that. That's a good point. And yeah, I actually got the chance to even talk with Slapped after their match against State Green when they lost that series. And, you know, he was making the point that he feels like as individual players, they're better players. And he's making, we won our lanes and everything, but we were just making stupid and poor decisions as the game progressed on and when it came to team fights and everything. So, you know, they still feel like they were the better team in the sense of individual skill, but obviously the results are what matter. And State Green was able to take it 2 games to 1. But enough about that. We got our game number 1 here. And as you already kind of pointed out, the lane's shaping up for State Green at least. Again, with Pharaoh in the long lane. It is going to be Puppet Master down here for the Legion team, as well as Ophelia in her own jungle. So it doesn't look like anything too out of the ordinary here as far as the initial start here.
Yeah, expect the Puppet Master to do amazing down here against Pharaoh. He hasn't really pulled any region at all, which is quite rare to see State Green not pull region onto their suicides. Normally, when Limp is out in that long lane, he has a ton of region going into the lane. But interestingly enough, they're going to start the Rhapsody up top together with the Moon Queen. And basically what's going to happen here is Drunken Master is just going to man up on the Rhapsody and not care too much. And hopefully Chessie's going to be active enough to come support him. Otherwise, they're going to have a very rough time up here.
I love Swindle Melts, man. Yeah, though, it's again, even the players, they have so much respect for one another in terms of what they do, depending on the results, obviously, yeah. But yeah, you see Jonas Pan up here. He is going to be spotted by Rhapsody, or at least attempted to be, but no, he's kind of just trying to get that nuke right there, but now he's going to show himself and at least try to get an eye out. So Jonas Pan definitely going to start to be boxed out, though, by that Rhapsody in the end. But yeah, how about this middle lane here? You see they're going to have to kind of kite the creep wave a little bit before finally their own comes. So a little bit of interesting mind games coming out there by the Hellborn side, but not enough to face them. Super KG gains control. Look at Engineer's positioning, too. He's basically going behind him on the hill.
Yeah,
That's
he's trying to position himself on the high ground there to make sure that he's able to zone out Limp effectively. Once you're positioned behind the hero, Limp is pretty much forced to run back, because otherwise Steel Kid is just going to continue to drop auto attacks on him.
Yeah.
And, oh, nice kick there. Pushes him back a little bit, but Pebbles doesn't have the greatest mana pool, so don't expect too much out of this lane for at least the first couple of minutes.
Yeah. You know, actually, bottom lane, Pharaoh and Puppet Master going at. This could get interesting right here. Minotaur coming in. Pharaoh's in a lot of trouble. He needs to go the right direction. Mel's goes for the TP. Will this be successful? Yes, it will. The Minotaur cannot get there. The creep waves even helped at the last second to make sure he was going to be fine. So, beautiful escape. And actually, he pointed to the tower. So, yeah, not even going the way back to base. And he is going to be fine, but definitely worth that 135 gold right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You don't want to give away the first blow to the Puppet Master. He would be absolutely doomed in that lane if that was the case. It's quite interesting, actually. We got Fuzi matched up against Swinamos, and this has been a lane situation where Fuzi struggled a lot. Even though he's had the hero advantages, he's had a lot of problems when it comes to laning against Swinamos.
Really?
We saw his Witch Slayer getting matched against a Hag, which was an absolute disaster for him. So I think this is a little bit of mind games from Swindle, trying to put himself against Fuzi, knowing that he's done really well against him in lane in poor positions before.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely aggressive play from Swinamels. Take advantage of the hero fair. I mean, he only has 1 health potion left, so obviously he can't do too much more of this. Really overextending here, but in the end, for now at least, he is fine. Middle lane, Kraken, again, having to really go at it with Silkid right here. And I love interviewing Silkid after the win over MRR, because, you know, obviously you can preview in the next match. He was stone cold, man. He's like, yeah, I'm ready, bring it on. We're ready for these guys. We know we're going to win. So, you know, very, very good confidence coming out from the side of BMG, as I'm sure it is the same on State Green when it comes down to that. But top lane, look at Drunken Master having a good time harassing Rhapsody and taking away that kind of creep pull right there, at least to an extent. Getting some creep kills middle lane in the meantime. Charging away from Kraken. He gets chucked back in the front Super KG, but it's not going to be enough. Not more than enough follow-up there for a kill to be happening. So still no Bloodlust kill despite some close calls here.
Yeah, good play. They're forcing Limp out of lane. They did get their bottle, so making sure to use their mana right away, as Steel Kid is going to go try and get one of the runes hopefully soon at the 4-minute mark. But Limp actually has his bottle as well, so he's doing very well in this middle lane. He's sitting at 200 gold per minute, but he's getting a lot of experience, and they're not really doing a good job of zoning him.
Yeah. Bottom lane again, you do see Feral, yeah, a lot of pressure right there, but again, forced to kind of play defensively now, especially with that lack of regen on. And the bottle, I believe, is going to be coming down, though, so at least that'll be the saving grace for now, once again, for Swinamellons. Farm is, as far as Farm's concerned, especially in this middle lane, you got Pebbles here, 22 and 8, 4-minute rune. They're going to actually go top for it. And both Engineer and Pebbles heading that direction. Engineer, though, with the bottle.
Yeah, they don't want to be caught by the Tempest. It was right, good decision to send both heroes to make sure that they're definitely going to get that rune. And they do get an invisibility rune. This could be huge for them. As Drunken Master is going to hit level 4. Yeah, he's already level 4, so he has that lunge ability. Minus is in the lane at level 5. This is an early push from Stay Green.
Wow. This really is an early push. For just over 4 minutes. They're going all that aggression on the top tower, and it's going to happen. I mean, there's nothing that BMG could do right now. At least they just don't want to use all the resources to do so, because that would be a huge risk, of course. So, not going to go for it. The tower is going to easily fall in favor of State Green. I mean, what do you think of that? Could BMG have done anything, or is that just State Green timing it well?
I think it's a good timing push. They're timing it with the catapult, and they've made a double creep wave by single pulling the pull, and they've already sacked it. No, actually they haven't, but they're sending back Z-Freak to do it now. They're going to stack the pull and try and regain lane control as soon as possible, but this bonus gold is going to give Limp his boots in the middle lane, and it's also going to give Swinamel some extra gold down in the bottom lane, which is very, very important, because now Jonas isn't going to have that, and the lane is going to be creep pulled back into the tower very soon. They get perfect spawn here of Wolf Commander and Minotaur. That should be able to deny the creep wave with ease, as long as Chessie is not hitting the creeps.
All right, so we'll see about that late position if he gets back for them. But yeah, Jonas Fan in the meantime, he is going to get some good experience and some decent farm out of that. As a result, Puppet Master is right now the top farm of the game. Although it is a very, very even curve really between these two teams. It's slightly ahead of that Tempest, actually, as we were just talking about. Speaking of that, I'm sure we're going to see the Ring of Sorcery finish here shortly. Minus this, from what I've seen, I mean, really like the only chunk of that will go this bottle early on, especially on Tempest in these situations. So gets that bottle and then eventually into the Ring of Sorcery. What do you think of that?
I mean, it does make sense. Junglers nowadays are forced to go camp runes, so having that bottle is just good for him. And the additional HP and mana can always be used in team fights. You see those bottles saving heroes from those last auto attacks, and it's basically 3 hits extra that people are going to need to bring him down if they're chasing him. So I like that bottle pickup. Definitely works out for him most of the time. So good decision from him. Top rune's going to spawn. It's going to be a regen. They're probably going to just let Pebbles bottle that up. Or no, it's going to be left there for... Okay, I have no idea. They're just ignoring the rune up at top. But important levels being hit on Stay Green. Kraken is level 6, as well as Pharaoh. So movement should be happening from the team. Now, we got a defensive lane ward here from Hanskin down at the bottom lane. But Z-Freak is sitting here. As soon as Melons finds the angle, he should go for that hook attempt.
Super KG was coming up here with an invis, but he literally stood right on top of a red ward for a half a second. And that red ward just wore out, actually. So the timing was just unfortunately not the best right there. Now he is going to roam around. He will fight Tempest. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything on Tempest though by himself. So I'm pretty sure he's just going to, okay, yeah, he's going to maybe try to steal a creep kill. Even helps him out a little bit there.
Yeah, weird decision there from Super KG. Both giving away that he was invisible and also helping lineups in the jungle.
Yeah.
One bottle sip going to be used right there, and he's back at full HP. Going to continue to farm his stacks.
Not too sure about that, but in the end, back to the middle lane is Super KGE. We do see bottom lane. Yeah, Farrell setting up. He's level 6. Here we go with the TP from Kraken. Fuzi's in trouble. Will he pick up? Oh, the Wrath of Pharaoh missed! Oh, Swinomellis misses a guaranteed bloodlust kill. That is huge. He is going to get Puppet Soul. Puppet Master needs to be careful not to overextend right here himself. Drunken Master jumping in. The Mummy Walls are going to push him back, though. But now Swinomellis is going to be forced to blink out. Will he be fine? Yes, he will with that teleport out, excuse me. But wow. That is huge.
That is a big deal. And now, without the Wrath of the Pharaoh, this opens up the possibility for BMG to go for push. Ophelia's level 7 already. She is on this par with Tempest. That Ophelia is having an amazing game so far.
Yeah.
He's pushing this bottom tower, and there's really not much of a response play from Stay Green. They're probably going to have to give away 2.
I mean, I don't know if that was Fuzi, if he made a juke really, or if that really was just Swinomellis not angling at the best right there. But yeah, in the end, a big miss. This is going to be that push coming out. Now they are going to counter push the middle lane. But yeah, as you were saying, this could very likely beat 2 towers. Stay Green, will they react? Swinomellis, he is going to be ready in 20 seconds for the Wrath of the Pharaoh, but that's not even going to be close enough to defend this bottom tower. They use the vulnerability, but it will fall in favor of BMG. So a 2-for-1 tower exchange. We don't have a hero kill just yet, but we do have 3 tower kills. I'll actually make that 4 tower kills, a total of 2 between the teams now at 8.5 minutes in. So yeah, what a crazy start to this game here.
Yeah, for sure. Smart decision there from Stay Green to go push that tier 1 middle tower. I've stressed it so much during this tournament, how important that tower is to controlling the map. And you see Z-Freak is going to place a ward instantly after he does that. And they're actually going to steal the double stack Ancients from BMG here. BMG are completely aware of it, but there's just nothing they can do about it. They don't have enough resources here to be able to defend that. Jonas is going to run over and maybe try and scare them off.
I mean, Kraken's kind of low. Kraken's about half life right now, so yeah, it's going to work. He has a reach on Rune Pebbles. They're just going to come down the green point. Oh, bottom lane, Bloodlust kill. Swinomellis goes down. You see Engineer, Puppet Master. I missed it. What would be a gas against without missing the Bloodlust kill game 1, but wow, I mean, I was obviously watching the Ancient situation. All of a sudden, they're nearly at the base, killing Pharaoh.
Yeah, no, it was a good play there from Fuzi, using his ultimate and then dropping the Puppet Show to secure that kill on Swinomellis. And the follow-up from Engineer is just enough damage to make sure that you get that kill.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Puppet Show, we've been seeing that combo a lot, and obviously it makes sense. The Puppet Show with the Voodoo Puppet, basically the guy's killing himself, assisting you kill him. So it's pretty dark, really, when you think about it. But that's exactly what Puppet Master is. Being part of the Hellborn faction after all. Whispering Helm going to be picked up right there. And he's going to start using that for farm, of course. His farm overall, 400 plus gold per minute. Again, this hero in general has been very, very powerful throughout HoN Tour Season 2 World Finals here. Tempest remains the top farm on the Hellborn side. Probably going to see the Astrolabe shortly picked up here for him. But again, 10 minutes in, that Bloodlust kill obviously just happening a minute ago, really. And that's been the only kill so far. So does that surprise you?
I mean, yes and no. Considering the lineups, there should have been a lot more action. I would like to see Ophelia rotate more towards that middle lane and apply pressure. Instead, he's decided to go for the farming play and just try and farm up and prepare for that team fight. That's probably going to happen within the next couple of minutes as both teams start finishing up their Astrolabe / Mana Rings or whatever they want to get to go for those fights. But important to note, Puppet Master has quite a big advantage right now on the Moon Queen. Moon Queen still doesn't have her Whispering Helm, so no Ancient stack's going to be happening from her, and that means Z-Freak needs to sacrifice his time, stack those Ancients instead of getting levels. And you can notice, Engineer's already level 6, whereas Z-Freak's sitting at level 5.
Yeah, definitely a slight level advantage there in favor of Sealkid over Z-Freak, middle lane. Drunken Master trying to get the angle right here, see if they stick around. Not going to be doing it just yet, though. The defensive tower is exposed for the time being. Kraken actually pushing up, though. We do have actually Tempest also up here. He is going to buy the Astrolabe and have it delivered out to him currently. So
yeah, this timing is not going to be good for BMG. I feel they got that Astrolabe, and that's pretty much what they want to fight. Jonas fan is going to be caught a little bit behind the tower, but there's GC's going to get out safely.
That might be enough of a distraction. I mean, you can tell the Hellborn team, they're playing pretty passive right here. But they're going to start now kind of pushing them out a little bit. This is going to be interesting. Jonas Van wants to get that flank, but he is being a distraction at the same time. They know he's back there, so they're kind of getting sandwiched in between. There goes the tower kill. No follow-up just yet. Silka kind of poking it a little bit, but no Keck stun. Hey, it works out, and BMG's able to back up freely.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Courier was used there to send out a TP, and so Minus wasn't able to get that Astrolabe before the fight. That could have been a really horrible timing from BMG if the Courier had been in base. Yeah,
but no Astrolabe delivered in time, so they decided to play safe, and obviously tower push in favor of Bad Monkey Gaming right there. In that middle lane, 2,600 gold saved up currently. No, that's not what I meant. 2,600 gold lead in favor of the Legion team. No one's that saved up just yet. Steam Staff picked up by Puppet Master with Assassin Shot, of course. Going to be coming out next to the line, and again, we've just the crits. I mean, he can reach 600-700 crits with the Assassin Shot Whiplash right as he gets. It's ridiculous the amount of burst damage he can do with that combo. In fact, speaking of that, he's going to go to the middle lane right here. Will they use that combo? No, not just yet. Release Kraken coming out. Pebble starting in. That's still Longmine's connect right there. He has a chuck ready. Chucks him on his own puppet right there, and down goes Kraken. It's a 2-0 lead now in favor of Bad Monkey Gaming.
Yeah, nice decision there. I was just going to point out how risky of a play this 4-man push was up top without a pickoff. But then instead, Super KG using that haste rune, TPs to the middle lane, pops the haste, and together with Fuzi, they secure a kill. And BMG are looking good in this game.
Yeah. Again, they are. They can't play this event. They've been hyped up. They've been really ready to go. And so far, the lead is in their favor here in game number one.
No.
And invested at 5 middle lane, but yeah, Fuzi, he is going to be picked off. Moon Finale doing work right there, of course, with Tempest stunning in.
Yeah, sloppy play there, not respecting the fact that they do not have a tier 1 middle tower, and that is a big deal. And these plays would not have been possible if it was not for that smart decision to go for that tier 1 push instead of trying to defend the tier 2s or just sitting there, which you notice a lot of players do. They just try and defend the towers that they simply can't. But instead, SG went for the counter push and got a tower there. That eventually led to them getting a kill.
Yeah. Triple stack Ancients up by the Hellborn team. Moonqueen going to lead the way with that, of course. 337 gold from Rita. You made the mention that obviously she's fallen a little bit behind this Puppet Master, but now especially with that kill and doing these triple stack Ancients, we'll see if that kind of suddenly climbs back up and eventually even catches up to the Puppet Master. They're kind of splitting the farm right here, though, a little bit. I think Pharaoh might have even caught a creep killer too, but yeah, the majority is going to go to Moon Queen. And you see the GPF go. What is Drunken Master doing? Oh yeah, Siegfried goes the other direction. That was not smart for him. He's going to get caught out and he will be dead. So he got a little greedy there with his positioning.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to run back to the middle lane and place a ward around the river area to control Kongor, but you know what? BMG was aware that Ancients were going on. They noticed that there were no heroes on the lanes, and that means they're most probably at the Ancients. When the bottom lane is pushed in like that, and the middle lane's not being farmed, then there's only one place they can be. Either they're in jungle, where they have a ward placed by Sealkid really aggressively here, and by being able to get the conclusion that they're not in the jungle, they know that they're at the Ancients.
Yeah, that or Kongor, and obviously it wasn't a Kongor attempt, so Moon Queen, she's going to have to position herself. Yeah,
Sealkid.
Sealkid, jeez.
Oh, wow, he's going to get away with that. That could have been a big mistake.
Yeah.
But
well, I think Stay Green almost thought that was like, what is he doing? We want to get away from this kind of deal. Because he was pretty far up there, yeah.
Oh my god, Ophelia also mispositioning heavily there, but Stay Green just not confident enough to go in for that team fight and use the Moonbeam to initiate that. I just feel like they just missed 2 golden opportunities. Yeah. Getting the Ophelia killed early on in the fight means no Ophelia's touch, and more importantly, no Astrolabe or Mana Ring. That is a big deal in these fights. Those are the key items in these fights.
Here we go, right to the Pharaoh is going to connect to the background on a Pebble. Pebble starts him off though. Relays to Kraken coming out. Drunken Master jumping around with it. Untouchable. Spot that Tab is going to lock him down. Keksa comes out, eventually stops it. The Ophelia's touch. Here comes the energy field. Engineer in the midst of it all. Puppet Master. He's looking for the burst down. Moonqueen's still alive, but Moonqueen's going to fall shortly after. Tab is now in trouble. Tab is trying to get back to the base. Kraken on the backside. It ain't going to happen though. Tempest will fall. Buyback on to Moonqueen, by the way. She is coming back in, and it is going to be big. Fuzi gets picked off, and now Pebbles is forced to run. Him and Ophelia, they need to get the hell out of there. Moon Finale activated, but only creeps, no heroes nearby. Jesse, not the best positioning right there. Ophelia is trying to do anything he can to survive. I don't think it's going to happen, though. He will get caught out at the end. Just delay the inevitable right there. So, interesting fight. I mean, a buyback was used for Chessie, so who came out on top, though?
Yeah, no, I think at the end of the day, you got to say that Stay Green got out on top. Look at the levels that they got on their heroes now. They're closing in on those level 11s, whereas BMG are still sitting a little bit farther behind. You're still at level 9 on Handskin, level 9 on Super KG, and only level 8 on Jonas. So a smart buyback there from Chessie. Really unfortunate. He did not actually have the Moon Finale up in that team fight, and that's the reason I think they did so well. We got a replay here.
Yeah, let's check this out. So as you saw, the Wrath of the Pharaoh is going to start things off. A couple of split fights coming out right there. In the background, Drunken Master was trying to get that Moon Queen kill, but obviously Tempest Ultimate had other plans. But then again, this is where Voodoo Puppet comes out of Moon Queen, Protective Melody, not lasting long enough. They kill Moon Queen, so you think it's maybe going to be good for them, but Chessie does buy back and obviously help turn things around in the end.
Yeah, and back to the live game. We got Puppet Master farming the triple stack Ancients. Good decision here. He's going to finish up that Shroud as he gets them. Actually, no Swinamels is going to snipe them out. Is there going to be any response play? No, doesn't look like they're interested in fighting that. But overall, Chessie is closing in on that Shrunken Head. I think it's a good decision here to go for the Shrunken Head before he goes for anything else because of that Puppet Master and the amount of crowd control that they have over here on BMG.
Yeah. What do you think about Pebbles going for a Shrunken Head first item here, or not first, but to follow at the Porta Key?
Looking at the lineup from Stay Green, you notice that they pretty much purely have magic damage until the Moon Queen gets farmed. And when she's going to Shrunken Head, that means she's not going to be outputting a lot of auto attack damage. Yeah. So the Shrunken Head from Pebbles, if he's able to time it before the Moon Queen gets the Geometer's Bane, it's going to be really useful.
Yeah. All right, so we'll see that eventually coming out. Again, Puppet Master, he had over 400 gold per minute earlier on in this game, but it has dropped. It's going back up now, though, after the last fight, and he almost has had Assassin's Shot. But speaking of Pebbles, actually wrapped to that Pharaoh and hit the creep right in front of Super KGE. Swinamel's got to be pretty frustrated at this point. A couple of big misses right here with the Wrath of the Pharaoh, but in the end, hey, kill doesn't happen, go back to farming.
Yeah, that's quite a big misplay, actually, because he did have a haste rune, and he could have probably just angled himself a little bit better if he just took another second to line that up, as he's actually going to get an invisibility rune, so might try to go set up a kill again. Looking at the warding situation here, we got a lot of counter wards placed by Z-Freak here around the bottom area, where they're trying to make sure that there's nobody getting any lane wards so that they can freely gank this long lane.
Yeah, you see it that, around that ancient area and the Congo pit even, of course, what you're talking about. So speaking of that, Redboard is blocking the Ancients over here on the Hellborn side and being successful for the time being. Pharaoh is scouting out with that Invis rune, as you mentioned, seeing if he can find an opportunity, but unless, okay, yeah, Soka is going to turn around right here, but Puppet Master is nearby. And he just got his Essential. Oh, they have a Redboard. Ooh, they saw him, but they couldn't really get the jump on him. So
yeah, the team support was fairly close. So Limp, Minuts, and Z-Freak were in the vicinity, and Moonquid is at the middle lane. So who knows? It might have been a good fight for Stay Green if it had started. But he's going to have the invisibility rune now, and even though he might not go for a kill, it's going to put fear in the heart of BMG. You see they're sticking together as pairs right now, and this is a great way to deal with invisible heroes, especially when it's on a hero like Pharaoh. Had the invisibility been on Kraken instead, then they would have been a lot more scared, because Pharaoh is the guy that will be their main initiator, and Kraken needs to close the distance somehow, and normally you don't want to use a charge for that. Z-Freak's actually going to find the counter ward here on the Ancients, and this is a big deal because they don't have any wards on the Legion Ancients, and when you got a carry versus carry situation like this, Ancients are going to be absolutely detrimental to win the game.
Yeah, huge, huge, huge. So again, Puppet Master kind of climbing back up. He's just about back to that 400 GPM mark, just under the Moon Queen. Over here on the Hellborn spot, wow, the Hellborn side. And speaking of that, that Shrunken Head is actually just around the corner now for Moon Queen, being played by Chessie. So maybe that's going to be the item that gives Stay Green the cue to maybe start making some team fights happen here, here in game number 1. Do you think, or are they content to play more of the farm game?
I do think they're going to take the fights that BMG offered to them, and if BMG pushes into their Shrunken Head, that could be bad news for BMG. They don't have their Shrunken Heads finished up yet. I would like to see them play the map control game. They got the Ophelia, and she is so strong at this point in the game. Get a level 11 on her, and just try and control the enemy jungle with warding and good positioning from their heroes.
Yeah. So we see BMG playing it very, very patient. They're waiting for an opportunity to get a jump right here. For the time being, though, kind of like we had before, it's those same angles, really. Where Stay Green's off to the right, you got BMG off to the left here at the middle tower. Neither team given too much information. There's the Tormented Soul, though, and it's going to spot out a good amount of heroes.
Yeah, they noticed that Assassin's Shroud has been used as well. And if they time this well, they could have a window where they can find Fuzi, but no, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Z-Freak finds Sealkid's Ward Bandit Tower. Very key ward to find. Whenever you're playing against pushes like this, you want to have the vision to make the right decision of when to initiate. And finding that ward is going to deny BMG that.
Again, playing it very, very safe here. This is just game 1 of a best of 5, but still, you do not want to drop the game here. And what is an epic matchup. Top tower is going to be started being out by BMG.
Oh, look at Sealkid.
Yeah, Sealkid's going to cut out. Big energy field though coming out. There's that Drunken Master jump. Protected Melody in the background though. Drunken Master, he's dropping. But the Ophelia touch comes out. Tempest ultimate. It hasn't been used just yet. Mine's looking for the opportunity. The Tsunami charge from Kraken right there. They get a big Mommy Wall coming out as well. And now Pebbles is in trouble. Where's Puppet Master? He's in the background. He picks off Rhapsody and Tempest. But Puppet Master is now all alone as Engineer gets picked off. He's going to have to TP out, which he does. But a huge release to Kraken and Tsunami charge coming out from Limp.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've talked about this guy. He is incredible with that hero. And Limp and Chessie, the brothers, have been playing so well at this LAN. And I think putting Chessie on that Kraken was one of the biggest mistakes Swindle has done so far in the tournament. And Limp is showing him why. Yeah. Limp did say his favorite hero was Kraken, and he said he likes trees. So, I don't know. Give the man his Kraken.
There you go. There you go. Let's take a look at that replay right there. Again, the energy field, pretty good positioning. I think, obviously they would have been better. I think Drunken Master jumping in like that, maybe pushing them backwards and forward, but you know, just so happened that way. Then there's that Mummy Wall that came out and caused some issues. Puppet Master in the background, you know, he does pick up the support, but his team was getting obviously beat on in the meantime. So.
Yeah, no, I think it was the right decision for Fuzi there to go for the Tempest, and he one-shotted the Tempest.
Yeah.
Tempest is one of the key heroes that you need to drop early. If you're in this event, Skype call or whatever you want, whatever program they're using, what they're calling for right now is they're trying to find the Ophelia, the Pebbles, or the Puppet Master if you're Stay Green, and if you're BMG, the heroes that you want to pick up early is the Tempest and the Rhapsody. Those need to die for you to be able to do proper damage in the team fights.
Yeah. Conger area being kind of scouted out by both sides right now. You do see Tempest at the bottom lane. Going to be down there and at least pushing it out, but nope, going to start falling back. And in the meantime, you got Puppet Master actually just going to do his own agents off on his side. Shrunken Head, yeah, it is just around the corner now. The Soul's forward, by the way, on Shrunken Master. He chose to go that rather than finishing a Shrunken Head. Probably going to finish Shrunken Head now after, but I think it made sense to go the Soul's forward first.
It's an interesting decision. They're going up against a lot of superior abilities. Shrunken Head doesn't really do much more than prevent damage. So if he can prevent damage by getting a Bulwark, then why not? This way he's also amping the damage of his own teammates.
Yeah. Firebrand just finished by Moon Queen, so no surprise there. But Geometer's Bane going to be coming up eventually for her. So yeah, the progression is continuing to move along. Speaking of that, actually Pebbles still no Shrunken Head himself. Again, he is just about there, needs 600 more gold. And then he will be good to go. But really both teams, man, I mean, it's not like too crazy by any means, but they're just sticking together. I mean, there's a whole lot of really not really spreading out too much. As I say that, Jonas Man right now is at the top lane by himself. Doesn't have a TP currently. He is near the side shop. But here we go with Conqueror. Stager's going to go for the attempt break.
Yeah, they get some nice Revelation Wards there and a D-Rune on Moon Queen. And they have a really good Conqueror team. This is something that a lot of teams have a little bit of early sight with when they're picking. When you're Hellborn, you want to pick a lineup that is good at taking out Conqueror fast. And they have the Pharaoh, and the Moon Queen is now going to get a Token of Life. And this is a really big deal. BMG unable to respond to that play. And now that you suddenly got a Moon Queen who can build straight up damage, she doesn't need to be worried about defensive abilities, as a Puppet Master isn't going to be able to one-shot her. Yeah. And even if he does use that Voodoo Puppet to kill the token, Moon Queen's just going to resurrect and have everything up ready to go.
Look at Drunken Master in Fizz Rune. He's coming in from behind. He's going to look right. There is no bound eye. Oh, there we go. Pebbles jumps in onto Kraken right there. Protect him out in the background. Drunken Master finally jumps in. Now Moon Queen with the Drunken Head up. That release of Kraken. Then Tempest ultimate also coming out right there. And now Pharaoh going to use it rather than Pharaoh. Puppet Master in the meantime. He's putting in the auto attacks. He's in a bad spot though. And Puppet Master, Assassin Shroud. He lives for now. He somehow gets away. And in the meantime, Drunken Master is also going to stagger away. So Puppet Master, wow. Not much life left. Somehow managed to survive.
Yeah, I hope we can get the replay up there. That was a huge Tempest ultimate coming out from Linuts. Really nice positioning from Z-Freak as well. Even when they were moving their team down, he made sure to stay far back so that he was not caught initially and was able to get the Protective Melody out and keep his team alive. Here we go with the replay. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, so again, as we were talking about, Tempest eventually, the Protective Melody that's been in there was the Tempest ultimate. Good duration, really, for the whole thing, it looks like.
Yeah, it went the entire way, and Moon Queen had great positioning there, focusing down to support heroes, as I talked about. And oh my god, Puppet Master just barely getting that Shroud off and surviving. Unfortunate there that Zefreak did not have any Revelation Words.
Yeah, that was crazy. Puppet Master barely getting away, and that, again, that is a big deal. Obviously, not only would that have been his death, but probably even more far from Moon Queen, and even a further split. But right now, Moon Queen has about a 490 goal predict, right about the 440 here for that Puppet Master. Shrunken Head is finished on Shrunken Master. Obviously, a big deal right there, but Geometer's Bait is also going to be finished here very shortly on Moon Queen at the same time. Look at this aggressive farming from Drunken Master and Engineer, actually, as they're all the way up in the Hellborn jungle. Plays a very aggressive ward of sight on top of that.
Yeah, it's a very good ward to have. Normally, when you're a support player in this kind of a situation, it's very hard to get on the other team's jungle and place those wards because you have no idea where they have vision. They could have vision in so many places that would catch you. But Jonas has been farming up there quite a lot this game, and he knew that they haven't been reacting to me being up here, so he tells Steel Kid, you know what, I think you can get an aggressive ward if you come with me right now.
Yeah.
They scout out the jungle, they send in Jonas at first. He has a Shrunken Head completed, so if he runs into trouble, he just pop the Shrunken Head and stagger away. So nice play there from BMG, getting an aggressive ward that will give them a lot of information.
Middle lane, Drunken Master is going to react in time. It looks like it. No, never mind. Big Tsunami charge, but there goes the Shrunken Head and the Untouchable right at the same timing. So he is going to be fine when it's all said and done. Meanwhile, the Ancient Stealth Puppet Master gets caught out. So this could still be big news for Stay Green. Never mind. The Shrunken Head TP is successful. So a couple of big jumps right there, but neither one results in a kill for Stay Green.
Yeah, but it's going to be a tower push in the middle lane. They know that the Shrunken Heads are down on both Puppet Master as well as Drunken Master. So this should be a free tower. I don't think BMG are going to defend this. As you see, the players are already out on the side lane trying to push it out. Something to note here is that they got 3 Shrunken Heads here on BMG. And this is going to mean that Moon Queen OP is only going to bounce between Ophelia minions, and Engineer. That's a lot more focused damage on the heroes with low health pools. So they're probably going to drop to that. And I think that is a little bit of an oversight from BMG. And they're going to have to position themselves very carefully on that Engineer and Ophelia.
Into the tower they go, as you put it. No Shrunken Head's going to be up for another 25 seconds here, really. Then Stay Grid, of course, very smart enough to pick up on that. They know exactly. Oh, the missed chuck right there. He chucked the Vagabond later. He was going for Moon Queen.
Beautiful sidestep there from Chessie. Probably not knowing that it's going to happen, but it is always the closest target that gets tossed. And he barely just steps away right as Pebbles blinks. And that gets him the creep instead of Chessie.
Yeah, that was big because if Moon Queen was in there, not only would that perhaps got Moon Queen killed and used a token, but that would have really maybe even forced Stay Green to commit to a fight right there.
Oh, yeah.
A fight that they may not have been ready to fight. So, yeah, that was a big deal, absolutely, that he was able to sidestep that and make Pebbles hit the Vagabond instead. So, like I said, the token of life still up for, what, another 2.5 minutes plus at this point. So we'll see where they go from here. Looks like the bottom lane, actually.
Yeah, and that's the right decision if you're Stay Green right now. You just want to push your advantage as much as you can with that token. You don't really want to go high ground. You're not interested in killing the racks. You just want to get your Moon Queen even bigger and get as much farm as you can on your other heroes.
Yeah.
They're very comfortable in this position, knowing that they have the Kraken ultimate, they have the Pharaoh, as well as the Tempest to deal with the Moon Queen. And Minuts, who's had a great game on Tempest, even though we haven't really been hyping him, there's been so much other things to talk about, has the Shrunken Head completed, and there is no way to stop that, except for with Ophelia minions. She actually does have a Skeleton King right now, but it's still not a reliable way to do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely not guaranteed by any means, but at the same time, Hanskin, I'm sure he's going to be at least try to be on the ball, of course, when it comes down to using that Ophelia. So bottom lane, you see Stay Green. They are going to be making a push down here into the tower. Tower does go down. Dancing Blade just picked up by Moon Queen, actually. So Wingbow, of course, going to be coming out for her eventually. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I definitely like that that choice here for Moon Queen. It's going to force the Puppet Master to go for Savage Mace, which is it's the strong item. But oh wow, I missed that entirely.
That's a big deal. Ophelia gets picked off right there.
And look at the illusions pushing the base right now. Moon Queen had an illusion rune on top of that Geometer's Bane, and almost single-handedly they have killed the Braxton right now.
Yeah. Huge pick off right there. So Ophelia and her minions go down. They push in the middle lane. And now they're working their way towards the bottom lane.
Yeah, and Token of Life is still up on Moon Queen. Good decision making going on from Stay Green right now. And this is what I talked about in the pregame, that sure, BMG have been looking absolutely amazing in their game so far, but that's typical BMG. That's the style of HoN they play, and they haven't really been competing against Stay Green, who knows how to deal with them.
Pebbles gets a chuck right there. Moon Queen going to be chucked back in. Drunken Egg going off, but in the meantime gets pushed back in. There's another release cracking in the background. Moon Queen is going to fall. There's the Tempest Ultimate going to be coming out. Catches Puppet Master. Puppet Master goes down. And now Stay Green, they're looking to finish things off right here, right now. Drunken Master, he jumps in. Buyback from Puppet Master right there. Kraken goes in, Tsunami charge. It's going to miss. Bevels though. He's going in. There's the
beautiful place.
Stay Green, they're going full force. They're on the way to ticket game number 1, it looks like. Or maybe not. Moon Queen goes down, actually.
Yeah, that Puppet Master ultimate is surviving there because of the Rhapsody ult. Initiation onto the Tempest. Pebble's going to jump in with a stun. And they're dropping low. Tempest is going to be chased down as well. Is this an overextension from Stay Green? It does look like it. Jonas secures 2 kills. They're not done yet, though. They're trying to find Swinnomel's. Nice mummy walls to push them away, though.
Yeah. Pebbles in the meantime. He is going to be caught out right here, maybe by Pharaoh, actually. And yeah, he will go down. Pharaoh! No.
Oh! Manly play there for Swinnomel's, knowing that he can man up. He doesn't have that hook ability for quite some time still. But very nicely played there, getting the kill on Super KG, knowing his limitations, turning around at the right time.
Yeah. Whew. So what do we got? We got a 10,000 goalie now, 12,000 experience lead in favor of Stay Green. So, yeah, as you put it, overextending right there maybe a little bit. And it looked like they were in a very good spot right there. As they even called almost. That Stay Green could have been trying to put the nail in the coffin even. But obviously that was not the case. And Moon Queen does end up dying, and then it kind of fell apart from there. So, yeah, we'll see, actually.
Yeah, here we go with a toss-in on the Moon Queen. Instant Shrunken Head pop from Chessie. They're manning up here, and they manage to kill Super KG right away in the fight. And look at this Moon Queen. She drops low, dies once, and patience from Z-Freak. He's positioning himself beautifully here. Minus ulting the Puppet Master, definitely the right decision there to make sure they get that kill. And Z-Freak continued patience. And look at the Puppet Master ultimate. As he drops that, Z-Freak is instantly going to reply with a protective melody to keep his Moon Queen alive. It's going to come any second there. Yeah. There we go. It goes out, and Z-Freak positions perfectly, gets that puppet under control of the melody, but eventually she does drop to Drunken Master hitting that puppet show. But it keeps Moon Queen alive for a couple of extra seconds to output damage, and I think that did a big difference in that fight.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. He's just him out of the end. So unpause coming out right here. Just a quick pause, maybe even a strap pause that we talked about, but now going to go back to the game. So Barbed Armor actually going to be picked up by Swinnomel's in the meantime playing that Pharaoh. There's a Storm Spear coming out, or maybe not actually. He also got Lex Talionis, so we got both. A Lex Talionis level 3 and a Barbed Armor onto Pharaoh. What do you think of Lex Talionis? Not an item we see too often.
I like that item position here. His job in this game is simply to help his teammates output more damage. And, you know, you can get a sheep stick to do that, to allow them to get more hits in, or you can just amplify their damage, make sure that every hit that they get does more damage. And that's what Lex Talionis does, and it's a much cheaper item. And when you're a Pharaoh in this kind of a game, you shouldn't expect yourself to get too much farm. So I like that decision from Swinnomel's a lot. He's had a shaky start, but I think he's played very well the second half of this game.
Yeah. Ophelia Doe. I was looking at Ophelia, and I saw Wrath of the Pharaoh at the end of it, just to the left of her. So they knew that she was down there. They was kind of guessing where she was, so that wasn't necessarily a miss. That was just a blind hook attempt. Yeah, if you're going to give it a shot, but it misses. But obviously, again, it's not the longest cooldown, a 40-second cooldown. By the time it matters again, it should be up. In fact, they're going to group up bottom lane here. They know the racks are exposed, of course, so they're going to come back to the bottom lane. And this is going to be a tough fight for BMG to deal with. There is buyback money left on Puppet Master right here. So that is something to know, as well as actually, Jonah's a fan. He does have enough fire for a buyback. So, I mean, but look at that again. The Illusion Root and the Geometer.
Oh my god, they're dealing so much damage. Smart player from Stay Green, though. They're forcing BMG to stay in base as they're trying to make time for Conqueror. You see the middle lane's pushing in, and now with the bottom lane pushing in. And look at those racks. They're down to below 50% HP.
That was illusions.
That was only illusions. But very smart play here. They're not going for the base push. They're falling back. They want that Conqueror kill. They know they're smart enough not to force the high ground until they have a token of life on the Moon Queen. This is a very smart decision from them. Forcing BMG to stay in base because 2 lanes are pushing in, and now simply falling back, and they know that Conqueror area is under their control.
Wow, yeah, that was insane to watch. You know, we'll see if they maybe even wait for another Illusion Rune to just do that again. But yeah, especially with that wing bow and whatnot, it's clearly not only they're tough to kill, but they are putting out a lot of damage when it comes down to it. So Moon Queen most certainly abusing that fact of the illusions that she has. Drunken Master, again, he actually has another ring mail picked up here. So we'll see. We're sitting on 2,400 gold.
Yeah,
it's actually going to be going for.
It's probably going to be that demonic breastplate.
Yeah.
But important to note, Minot has chosen to go for a Storm Spirit on Tempest. This is an item that we used to see a lot back in the hard carry meta, and it's used very well against Puppet Master. I noticed this in one of the series earlier today, where a Puppet Master, as soon as he uses the ulti, you're not really looking at the hero, you're looking at the puppet, and you're just smacking that puppet to do as much damage as you possibly can. And this Storm Spirit will allow for Moon Queen to be set up in the air without taking any damage from the Puppet Master ultimate. Very smart pickup from Minuts. Really good heads-up play from him.
They're going to go for the Congo attempt, it looks like, or at least be in the vicinity right here. Yeah, they're gonna start going, as you mentioned earlier, a very good Congo killing team, specifically with Pharaoh to tank it. They got the minions, Moon Queen, plenty of damage she's dealing out, so they're not going to go full throttle, but...
Yeah, a little bit of a mistake there from Sonomels, not checking all the way around the Congo area and the pool here to find wards. So he actually thought that there was no wards from BMG, but got a rocket there just to be sure, and actually spotted them out.
So they do see them coming in. Here come the minions actually from Ophelia. Pebbles going to be jumping in. And here we go. Mook, we're going to be target predictability off the side, as well as a Storm Spirit. Pharaoh in the midst of them at all. Pushes back right there. Puppet Master, he is just on the run throughout most of this fight. The Tab is ultimate going to pull him in. And stay green, looking strong here. Puppet Master being distracted by Kraken that whole freaking time. He's still a die. Actually, he misses the charge. Puppet Master will live, but Stay Green's going to go back, finish off Congo now, and get a token alive. Puppet Master did nothing in that fight.
Puppet Master did absolutely nothing that fight. You're completely right. Stay Green are playing so well right now. We've given them flack during this tournament for not performing at a Stay Green level. But Minuts, what amazing patience. I was looking at that, and he had a 2-man hole, he had a 3-man hole, but no, he waited for the right time. Yeah. He made sure Moon Queen was in position to get the damage out, and then used that black hole. We're going to see it in the replay here.
Man, oh man, I mean, I just can't, I obviously like to keep an eye on the Puppet Master, see what he's doing in the midst of the fight. So when I did, I mean, literally, he's just walking around while he's just trying to kite away from that Kraken. It's about lips and boxing him out. But yeah, you see the background, the Tempest ultimate, as you put it, the initial save on a Moon Queen off the bat, and then, well, this attempt right here from Limp was, he was trying to go for it. That was a good attempt, but obviously not enough to the end. So Puppet Master, again, it's the case of at least he lives, but his team, unfortunately, dies around him, so not the case you want to be in. And yeah, I agree with you. Stinger definitely making a statement right here. In fact, they're going to declare 5 Puppet Master. This could be a big attempt. He doesn't have release of Kraken, so need to be careful. Storm Spirit coming. Oh, and hit the Voodoo Puppet right there. And now Kraken actually trying to run away. The damage, yep, not going to be nearly enough in the meantime. He does have support. There's the hook in from Pharaoh going to be coming out. Drunken Master going to be picked up. Pebble says, get off me, but they do not oblige. They pick him off and double tap from right up in the background. Seal Kid going to do something not going to happen. GG, well played. Game 1 will officially go to Stay Green here in this best of 5. So, as you were saying, man, I mean, BMG is looking like the better team so far in this event, but Stay Green is like, wait a second, we're still Stay Green, we're here to play.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to stress before the game. Stay Green, Kyle's been saying this the entire event. I need to win this.
Yeah.
It's not a question of I want to win this, I need to win this. And he's going all in for these games.
Yeah.
As you noted in the start of the game, he's been watching replays as the games have been going on.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't waste time. He does everything he can to make sure that his team is going to have an edge. And it was shaky at the start, but the Moon Queen strategy from them was very, very sound. And I love that Storm Spirit pickup against Puppet Master.
Yeah.
It allows for the Shrunken Head to be popped, and then you take 0 damage from the Puppet.
Yeah.
Really nice pickup from Minuts. I definitely think he was the MVP of that game. Had a lot of big Tempest ultimates. And overall, look, he ended at 9-3-11. That is a very impressive score for a Tempest.
Yeah, it had a hell of a game for sure. So, yeah, Stay Green definitely making a big statement right there. Again, it is a best of 5, though. That's the biggest thing to really keep in mind here. So, sure, 1-0 lead for Stay Green. But if you're BMG, you know, don't let them face it. And again, they've been through this before. Although, you know, the best of 5s throughout the cycles were with one team up 1-0. Both of these teams have come from the loser's bracket and actually won the grand finals in the end of cycle. So they know how to play from behind in that sense. So, you know, if you're a PMG fan, you wouldn't be worried too much, but at the same time, again, Stay Green, they do get the big start here with the Game 1 victory. So we want to keep things rolling, though. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a short break right here. But, of course, stay tuned. We're very likely even just getting started here for the grand finals. I'm Breaker CBK, joined by Insania. The World Finals here for HoN Tour Season 2, our grand finals. Stay Green versus BMG. Game 2 coming up next.